What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of GH, first of all, I loved Ava today. I did. I loved Ava because Ava went the hell off today. She was not playing with Jax. Ava saw right through Jax. She knew that he was not there out of concern for her. He was there because he wanted that damn painting. That's really what he was there for. And she read right through him. She read him like a book. She knew exactly what he wanted. As soon as he started flipping off at the mouth, she knew exactly what he was really there for. And she knew he wasn't really concerned about her. Ava went the hell off on him. Ava was like, I'm so sick of people. Because Ava done had enough. She tired of playing with these hoes. Like, she's sick and tired of people trying to take stuff from her. She tired of people trying to play her. She's been played enough. She's been played for a fool too many times. And she's not playing no games. She's sick of it. Even sedated, she could see through the BS. My only thing about Ava was, when she mentioned Laura and stuff, I didn't want her to group Laura in with Jax. That's what I didn't want her to do. Because we all know his concern for her was not genuine. We know that. He had ulterior motives for going there. But that's why I didn't want her grouping Laura in with Jax. Because we all know Laura's concern for her actually was genuine. I mean, hell, she even went to Sunny on Ava's behalf. Even though Ava doesn't know that. But we can all see that she genuinely was concerned and cared for Ava. You know, it wasn't all about a painting for her. You know what I mean? Yeah, Laura wants the painting, but she's genuinely concerned for her. So that's the only, thing that I feel like Ava need to slow up on. Because Laura was really concerned. Genuinely. But I just love the way she went off. Like, Ava was not playing no games. Like, she was like, no, I hid the painting. Basically, she hid the painting to where nobody's going to find it. So Jax is going to have a hard time finding that damn painting. So anyway, moving on from that. Listen, Detective Chase. I understand he was doing his job. I get it. For me, I just didn't like that accusatory tone. But I'm not even surprised that he would go there. You know what I mean? His tone towards Sam and Jason were very accusatory. Like, I understand why he was wondering why Jason was there. I totally get that question. But if you see Sam still there, why would you think Sam had a part in this? Why would you even think about it? Then he asking her, oh, did it ever cross your mind to run? Even if it did cross her mind, what does that have to do with it? She didn't do it. I don't give a damn if it did cross. Like, if I was in that situation, for me, of course, as a prisoner, of course you're going to think about running when you get the opportunity. Of course that thought is going to come into your mind. Damn, should I run? Of course you would. You're human. You don't want to be in no prison. Who wants to be in prison? Except for people, who like that sort of thing. They like prison. So you got some that actually do like being cooped up in a prison cell, having a guard tell them what to do every day. But for me, my ass don't like that. I like my freedom. See, I can get dressed, go to hell outside and enjoy the sunshine today if I feel like it. See, they can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can turn the heat on in my house when it gets cold. See, they can't do that. Everything's controlled by the prison. See, I can't live like that. That's just me. I ain't gonna have no other grown person telling my grown ass when I can and can't eat. Telling my grown ass when I can and can't wash my ass. Or telling me when I can and can't watch TV in the rec room. Or telling me when I can and can't go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? No. Nope. I like my freedom way too much. Thank the Lord for it every day. Because it couldn't be my ass. I'm sorry. You ain't gonna tell me what to do 24/7, 7 days out the week, 365 out the year. That ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. I don't even feel bad for the people that's in there for life, but I just look at them in disgust. I can't deal with that prison shit for the rest of my life. Ever. I can't be in prison for 2 minutes. That just won't fly with me. See, I can get up and enjoy this sunshine. I can turn my TV on and watch whatever I want when I want. I ain't got to share it with nobody. I ain't got to do none of that shit. I can go shopping when I feel like it. Go downstairs in my kitchen and cook when I feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the hell want to give up all of that for a little 2x2 cell and some nasty okra that you got to eat every day and nasty bologna sandwiches? No, thank you. But of course, if you're in that prison situation, of course, and you get the opportunity to escape, of course it may cross your mind. That don't mean you're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Sam did think for a quick second, damn, I should run. Of course she probably did, more than likely. But she wasn't going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because that would mess her up even more than what she already is. She'd be worse off. She's not stupid enough to do that. But I just didn't like his accusatory tone. It was just rude. Like, don't you think if she were a part of this or she was going to run, don't you think she would have? Why would she sit there and try to tend to the guard and help the guard if she had something to do with it? And Jason showed up to the park because when he visited her, she told him she was going to have work detail at the park. So, of course, just like Curtis bumped into her at the park, Jason was hoping to come to the park and have a second with her. Obviously, he wasn't there to break her out or help her. Help her escape. That's not what he was there for. And she was very cooperative. She told him, what Cassandra did step by step, told him about the van, and, she got somewhat of a look of the guy who was in the van enough to make out that it was a guy. She couldn't tell if it was Nicholas or somebody, but she could tell that it was a man. She gave you a good description to best of her ability. So if she was a part of it, she wouldn't have helped you in that major way. Dum-dum. Like, I just hate that little accusatory shit. It was getting on my nerves. Like, Chase, I understand you want to be thorough. I get it. But go sit down. So speaking of nonsense, even though I didn't mention nonsense, but I'm going to say it was nonsense. Nicholas. I'm happy that you're back. I am. But your whole plan is just stupid. From beginning to end, it's just stupid. I'm sorry, but y'all are dumb. Like, what the hell are you doing, boy? Like, first of all, bruh, he's sitting there chiding Cassandra for coming back to Port Charles. Now, I do agree with him. It was stupid of her to come back to Port Charles. That was a dumb idea. First of all, it was stupid. But the same could be said about Nicholas. Why the hell did you come back to Port Charles? Both him and Cassandra compromised the whole operation by showing up. They were better off staying the hell out of the country. Even Jax told him that. Like, you should have never came back. Either one of them should have never came back until this was done. But I do agree with Nicholas, though. I mean, he had a deal with Cassandra. She was supposed to give him information that she claimed she had that could bring Valentine down. Yet every time they spoke, she had no new information. So to me, it was just seemed like she was blowing smoke. Like, you seem to have all this information, but yet when he talked to you, you ain't got nothing. But then she gonna get mad when he dissolved their partnership. You weren't bringing anything to the table. What type of partnership is that? The deal was you give him information on Valentine. He helps you with whatever he was supposed to help you with. But yet you weren't holding up your end of the deal. So I don't blame him for dissolving that partnership. But Nicholas was stupid, though. You should have had somebody with you. You should have had another guard or somebody with you. A thug, a goon or something. Because Cassandra figured out pretty quickly that they weren't going to the airstrip. And of course, she jumped out the back. I'm like, Nicholas, why didn't you have child-proof locks on the back doors or something so she couldn't get out, dum-dum? Like, you just made it very easy for her to escape. Then to further complicate things, Nicholas decides to get on the phone and give an anonymous tip to Chase, to the PCPD, about Cassandra. Why would you do that? Why? Stupid. If the PCPD catches Cassandra, what's to stop her from snitching on you, especially after you basically seemed like you were going to kill her or make her disappear? And on top of that, you dissolved your partnership with her. So what was to stop her from snitching to the cops? So why would you call the cops to give a tip about what she got on? And she may have a gun and where she ran to. Like, why would you tell them that? Because if they find her, she's going to snitch on you, which is going to blow your whole operation out of the damn water. And Jax already warned him. Once this deal that they have looks like it's not too, appetizing for him, he's going to back out of the deal. And I think this is more than enough complications for Jax to say fuck it and back out. And honestly, I can't blame Jax at this point because this whole thing is getting too messy. It's getting way too messy and he didn't sign up for none of this. See, Jax, I'm pretty sure him and Hayden thought that this was going to be clean cut to the chase. They was going to get the condicil. Jax was going to get what he needed to get from Cassadine Industries. Hayden was going to get her payoff and they were going to all go about their business. But this has turned out to be way more than what they bargained for. And the main reason is because of Nicholas and Cassandra. They're the idiots a part of this whole plan. Why would you come back to Port Charles? Why? Where everybody knows what you look like. That was stupid. Should have stayed your ass out of the country and let Jax and them do their thing. But no, y'all had to come back and further complicate things. Had Nicholas not come back and Ava not seen him, chances are they would have figured out where the painting was. Jax probably would have gave her a nice check, something to pay for the painting, and she would have been none the wiser. And y'all probably would have got that condo sale. But no, you had to come back to Port Charles and complicate matters, of course. That was stupid. And to make matters worse, now Cassandra looks like she's going to kidnap Charlotte. And you know who I blame for that? And I really don't care because this is just my opinion. Y'all have y'all opinion. I have mine, but I have to say it. Lulu, listen, you are sitting at a table that's literally a few inches, feet, not very far from where your daughter's sitting. Your daughter's sitting at the counter or whatever. She's sitting over there doing her homework. You're sitting over there with your face, with your body looking towards where your daughter's sitting. Why are you not paying attention to what's going on over there? You sitting there all engrossed in your conversation with Maxie talking about a whole bunch of nothing when you should have been talking to Maxie but keeping an eye on your daughter at the same time. Every few seconds, look over there to see if your daughter's there. You know what I'm saying? Every 10 seconds, that's what I would have been doing. Looking. You know what I'm saying? See if she's sitting there. You just sitting there all enthralled in your conversation, not even paying the damn attention. Now Cassandra came in there, now she got your daughter. Fool. And you know Valentine gonna chew her up when he find out. You know it. You know he gonna blame her. I mean, I know some people probably be like, well, you know, she probably didn't think. Here's the thing. I understand she didn't know Cassandra escaped or knew the dangers, but you've been living in that town long enough to know somebody could get snatched. Like, come on now. It happens all the time, even if it wasn't a fictional town. Hell, in real towns like ours and stuff, anybody can get snatched when you take your eyes off of a child. That's like if you go to the grocery store and your kid is in the aisle with you and you looking at rice and all this mess, instant rice and Zatarans and all that. Your kid could just walk out of the aisle and you wouldn't even notice because you looking at Zatarans. You know what I'm saying? Trying to see what rice you want to make. You know what I mean? You turn your back for 2 seconds, they gone. That's why you got to pay attention sometime. You know, you just have to. Second of all, let me just say this. Maxie, I don't understand why Lulu's sitting there praising her. Talking about, oh, it's about damn time her and Peter moved in. Lulu, stop that foolishness. Stop it. Stop co-signing the BS. Maxie need to open her eyes to the idiot that she's dating, too. Just a bunch of idiots walking around. So anyway, moving on from that. Brad is still a scumbag. Of course, he's the scummiest of scumbags. I didn't really care too much for his conversation with Willow, to be quite honest. Listen, I understand where Bobby's coming from. You know, she doesn't see Julian. She doesn't acknowledge Julian as Lucas's father. And I get it, you know, because she raised Lucas with Tony, so she sees them as just his parents. You know, they're his parents, and all, you know, for all intents and purposes. I get that. But what Bobby needs to understand is, you know, I understand her hatred of Julian and her dislike for him and her disdain for him. I get it. She has every right not to like him. I totally get it. But at the end of the day, don't talk in judgment of somebody when you have a past just like he has a past. He's done things, and he admitted it. He owned it. He was like, yeah, I've done plenty of horrible things. But Bobby needs to own her shit, too. Like, you've done some bad things in your life, too. So don't sit there in judgment of somebody else like you little Miss Perfect. Now, don't get me wrong. I love me some Bobby, but come on now. Don't be hypocritical. Actually, before I continue with that, there's something Ava said that I just want to point out. This heifer said when Jax walked out the door, she said, I'm not crazy, but I'm crazy. As soon as she said that, I said, what the hell? What that mean? Oh, no, I ain't even going to ask what it mean because I know what she meant. But she means that she's crazy, like she do crazy things, but she's not clinically crazy. Like she's not insane in the membrane. Like she has all her faculties. So I get what she's saying. But that line was just hilarious. I was like, whoever wrote that was funny. So anyway, yeah, Bobby just need to chill out sometime, you know. Like Julian was giving her props. He was, you know, grateful and thankful to her and to Tony for raising Lucas to be the man that he is today. You know, smart, intelligent, a doctor. and that's no thanks to him, and he didn't try to take credit. But the way Bobby was talking, she was making it seem like Julian was trying to take credit for the man Lucas has become, which he was not trying to take credit for. He was actually giving the props to her and Tony. Like he said, he would forever be thankful and grateful to them, to the both of them, for what they did for his son. And I don't blame him. Like he said, he's not trying to, replace Tony. He knows that he could never replace Tony in Lucas's life. Dead or alive, he knows he could never replace Tony. And he's not trying to. He just feels like he's trying to carve out a little piece in Lucas's life for himself, as his biological father, which I totally understand. I love the scenes between Ghost, Tony, and Lucas. I love those scenes. And I knew Lucas was going to say what he said, where basically he reached out to Tony, spiritually and stuff like that, because he felt lost. He doesn't know who to trust. Brad, Julian, he doesn't know who should be in his life. For me, I would probably say neither, but that's neither here nor there. But see, the problem was, I felt like Lucas just wanted his dad to tell him what to do. That's basically what he wanted, because he felt like he couldn't answer that question. Or I think deep down, Lucas knows the answer, but he'd rather his father tell him. You know what I'm saying? But I don't blame Tony for not wanting to answer that question. You have to figure that out for yourself, who should be in your life and who's not. But I definitely think I know the answer to that question when he got that phone call from Bobby and she was telling him that Julian was looking for him, and he was like, oh, well, tell him if he's looking for me, he can find me. I'm with my father. I said, oh, okay. He said it stern too. So that told me everything I needed to know. Because as soon as Julian showed up to the cemetery, Lucas was not happy to see him, honestly, asking him what he wanted. And Julian, once he was so cold and chilly towards Julian knew why he was frosty. I think it dawned on Julian why he was frosty. He probably figured that, oh, Brad probably told you I'm the one who did all these shenanigans and whatnot. Like, at the end of the day, I commend Julian for trying to turn his life around. I really do. Because, it's not an easy task. Even with everybody in town pretty much dumping on you, he still maintained that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like, that good lifestyle. Going legit. He still maintained it. Even when you had Olivia and Sonny and everybody else in town coming for you, calling you all type of sleazeball, dirtbag, Sam that still doesn't want to talk to you, he still, went about his business. So I commend that. Because anybody else would have just said, why am I still being this and that when everybody don't see it? So I might as well go back to the old me. He didn't do that. He didn't. Even though he showed tendencies of that lately. But, he didn't do that. But his shenanigans, though, getting involved with this Brad baby switch nonsense. Now you know the whole truth and you still want to be a part of the shenanigans. Then you setting up Brad, which I loved, by the way. Like I said before, I love that he played Brad like that. But I said it. I hated how he did it at Lucas's expense. That's the only part of that scheme that I hated, was that it was going to mess with Lucas. That's the only part. I understood why he was doing it, but, it didn't justify it at the same time, because, you're messing with your son now. So that's a problem. So I could totally understand why Lucas is pissed. But, if Lucas decides to cut Julian and, well, we all know eventually he's going to cut Brad out of his life. But if he decided to kick Julian out of his life, I can't say I blame him. Julian should have backed the hell off with all these shenanigans. But the Tony scenes, though, were amazing. Them reminiscing and talking about the past. And I love how Tony admitted to his son. He was like, when you die, he said that's the great thing about being dead. People talk about you like you were a golden person, like you were this saint, or, they forgave you for your past shenanigans and stuff and talk about you like you were this great, great person. And he was like, that was nothing of the sort. He was nothing of the kind. He wasn't a great person. Yeah, he was a good dad and stuff, but like he said, he made mistakes as a parent. He made mistakes as a person. You know what I'm saying? Because you're human. So I love how he owned that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was just making it clear to his son, like, I was not perfect. I'm not the perfect person Bobby and a lot of people try to make me out to be. I love that, because more people need to do that in life instead of waiting until death to come to that realization. We're all not perfect. Ain't nobody no damn saint. We all done things. We all gonna continue to do stupid shit. That's just life. We're human. We're gonna mess up. It is what it is. But I did love those scenes, though. If we could get Tony back full time, I would love it. It would be amazing if they could figure out how to get Tony back. Natalia Livingston, who played Emily Quartermain, she recently did an interview where she said basically she was open to coming back as Emily Quartermain, but alive. So she wouldn't have a problem with them resurrecting Emily. She would love to come back to play her. So I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I'm game. The more Quartermains, the better. Bring back the vets. I would love to see Tony come back, honestly, though. I think he's needed. Maybe him and Monica could be co-chiefs of staff or something, you know? Who knows? I think he's definitely needed, especially back at the hospital. But anyway, I think that's everything, though. I did love the scene, though, with him and Bobby and stuff. You know, they had that little moment where he basically was kissing her cheek. Like, he was all up, you know, hugging her and stuff like that. I love that scene. And she kind of felt him, you know, she kind of touched her cheek. But yeah, I think that's everything in this episode, though. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I will see you all Monday. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you have a great weekend. See you all later. Peace.